be suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another episode of the SITREP. And I have a brand new guest for you guys tonight. This is Shoky from ShokyReviews. I was on Facebook the other day. He just posted in one of our groups a brand new video. I watched the video and I thought, I want to talk to this guy. I sent him a message and here he is. Shoky, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty decent. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, that was very interesting with Bert's outro there at first. By the way, I do want to say I really dig your intro. I know that music though, like from other things, but I like that like nice three-dimensional intro you got there.
It was funny. I watched somebody. There was a channel I was watching Halloween, and they make like DIY Halloween stuff, and it was my intro, and I was like, "Ah, so cool." And
it's
you got
always
people like the rock and roll things.
It's always funny to hear music that you use on someone else's stuff. I've heard at least 70% of the music I use in my stuff on other people's channels, except for my actual proper intro music because I purchased that. So it's like it wasn't a freebie of YouTube. So yeah, it's always funny to hear that.
And it's so weird that there's thousands and thousands of songs that you could use, and how many people will just pick the same ones.
Yeah, because they're right there and they sound awesome and they're at the top. So they're like the most popular. I mean,
exactly. That's how I found mine. I said, I need something. I'm a heavy metal guy. I'm a rock and roller, which is funny when you're from West Virginia. People don't think that. So I know I need something that fits my channel, and it worked perfect.
Most people I actually know from that area tend to prefer heavy metal. So I guess it's not as rare. Or you guys just need to find each other. You're like, you've got a few too many trees in between, but you're actually a big group.
I remember when I was in basic training, I told them I was from West Virginia. I was like, well, first off, I don't drive a pickup truck. I do not date my cousin. I do not like country music.
I mean, that's basically been the same thing from anybody I've known that's from that area. It's like you got to bump into Carolina to really get into that and get, Virginia doesn't really seem to be that way. It seems to have that. I think everybody just attributes it from, Take Me Home Country Roads. They just assume that it's all that type of people. It's all John Denver fans.
It was when my wife and I went on our honeymoon. Actually, we got married 2 weeks before I went to Iraq. Then when we got back, we went to Jamaica. And when we landed in Jamaica and got to the resort, the band was out there, and the first song they started playing was Country Roads. I was like, hey,
really?
Definitely a neat take on it. Well, chat's filling up. I see Raziel, Cato.
Hi, Cato.
Wooly. Hey, Wooly. Digital Caveman. Wooly's a new one. I don't think I've seen him before.
No idea.
So welcome, everyone, to the chat. How the SITREP works, most of you know, is I have 10 questions for my guest, 5 for him regarding him as a Transformer collector, and 5 questions regarding him as a YouTuber. And we're going to try to keep this to an hour tonight. We discussed earlier, he's got things to do. He's an hour behind me. And then, of course, for me, ending in an hour is 11 o'clock, and I got to go to work in the morning. We had our office Christmas party today, which sucks because, had a good party at work, had fun, and it's like, well, shit, it's Wednesday. We got to go back for 2 more days.
Yeah, why would you have an office Christmas party on a Wednesday unless Christmas was on Thursday? Or you're off until then. I mean, that makes no sense. Who would do that?
I'm the third guy from the bottom at work, so I have no say in these things.
But my rank doesn't.
We did a Mexican taco Christmas party instead of the normal turkey, ham, all that crap. My boss is like, let's do something different. We're like, tacos. So there we go.
Just build your own taco area.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And since I technically have the biggest office in our workspace, they set up everything in my room. So the rest of the day, I'm just there munching on nachos, keeping that dad bod shape going on.
I call that the collector shape.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Because you notice it a lot, especially if you went to TFCon. I'm sure you saw plenty of collector shaped people.
Oh yeah, all wearing our shirts that are one size too small.
Always, they don't make them collector sized.
No, and part of my problem is I screw up and I buy these shirts. Oh, they fit great, and then I wash them and
wash
forget
them
to
once.
have them.
You wash them once, and that's all it takes.
It's done.
Or you assume that a double X means a double X across the board, and it doesn't.
No, because I've got a double X that'll go way below my waist. Fits perfect. These are double X, and it's like I'm wearing my gym shirts.
Yeah.
So,
well, you got to show off the guns.
Start that New Year's with that resolution we all have. I'm gonna lose a couple of pounds as I sit behind my desk with nachos in the background.
Yeah, you're gonna be eating the leftover nachos and tacos for the next 3 weeks until New Year's.
There you go, boys. Yeah, what size do you have? Well, we have collector size. That's for me.
There we go. But then you have to have the deluxe size.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Matt.
Matt will be on here soon. He'll always hop on with it.
I have not talked to him in a little while. I hope he's doing well. I see his channel's definitely still doing great, though.
Yeah, he was one of the guys we hooked up with at TFCon, one of our con bros. He's actually one of my super chats. If somebody super chats me later, I'll pop him on there so you can see him. And usually he does hop on. We'll see.
Oh, God. The super chat rewards. I forgot. I forgot.
Yeah, Shoky hasn't seen many of my sit reps, so I watched one, and you were like 5 minutes in, he already sent me a message.
That first one,
super chats,
and then the second one, I was like, oh God, what? This will be intriguing. And I never I never get invited on other people's shows. I always have people over on my channel, so this is fun for me. I just have to talk about me.
Yeah, I mean, this is all about you tonight. All these people know about me. They're like, you're tired of looking at me. Let's look at the new guy.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's get started with these things. So, first off, question number one: what is the appeal of Transformers for you?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Elites, right out the gate, hit us with a super chat. Elites,
99 cents.
It's going to take a while to get used to your new avatar there. So, I promised you a deluxe. I'm going to give you a deluxe.
All right. What do we got?
This is deluxe and my buddy Bert at TFCon. If I can find it in my stockpile of awards here. Here we go.
I want a basketball and a pony and a train set and a race car. I love you, Santa.
He was sitting there and I'm like, get him, Bert.
Get him. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably do the same, except I would 100% be all up on his lap, like just across that chair. I'd be playing with his beard.
He's getting an epic beard going on.
Again, he shaved it a few years ago. Like, he shaved it down, got all trimmed up, went back to school, did all that stuff. And I was like, dude, are you going to grow the beard back? And he's like, I don't know yet. And here we are a few years later, and it's epic again.
Now, this is a month on me. And my biggest problem is all my old shows up in it.
You're weathered. It's fine.
Yes.
It's weathered. Okay, so back to your question about the appeal of Transformers for me. So as a G1er, so I was born in 83, so I'm literally like right there kind of as it began. I grew up with it and, had several of the G1 toys, actually ended up coincidentally with some G2 toys without knowing what the difference ever was. But like outside of the cartoon itself, which is just dumb fun, just the engineering I enjoy, the complexity. I actually enjoy trying to go at them blind. Like every time I get them, like I do out the boxes where I get it initially and then I just try to figure it out without anything like that. And so after I get past the fun engineering aspects of it to where I'm like, okay, cool, now I can do this. And then it comes down to how does this look and everything else like that. And so, I mean, the draw is basically like, I like big robots, and they're probably one of the most well-known big robot franchises in existence at this point, right?
And it is amazing that here we are 36 years later,
yeah,
and they're still going strong.
Well, I don't know about still, more like came back to strong.
Well, there you go.
There was that little dip there. We were kind of worried in like 2010 to like 2013, where it's getting a little weird there. Oh, another super chat.
Yeah, super chat. This is my buddy Jason Wade Cox. He went to a horror convention not too long ago, and you can see in his avatar.
I see the Ash costume. That's nice. That's very nice.
He sent me this TikTok video that he took of the convention. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Jason, let's see. What's a good one that everybody enjoys? Oh, this one. This one's a brand new one.
Oh, dear Jesus.
And like I said, if y'all think that's bad, we were there live. We were there in the room.
I don't know Bert, but I knew Bert was going to take his shirt off at some point. I knew it because of the only other Bert I know of, which is Bert Kreischer, and he's the machine, therefore he takes off his shirt. So I assumed that this Bert would do it eventually, and I was not let down.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Bert, for the life of me, I can't remember how we met. So on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we first bonded because we're both military vets. I was artillery. He jumped out of airplanes, so I was the smart one. And he was already at like 13,000 subs. And he just kind of took me under his wing. He shared my stuff on his channel, gave me a hell of a sub boost. Like my first, right after I got monetized, he gave me a sub boost, probably about 200 subs, just sharing my info out. And we've just become great friends. And that was like 3 years ago. So
that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Good dude. And he's one of those ones you always like, we're at the store. Hey, do you have this figure? I see him right here. Quick PayPal transaction. Bam. We're always helping each other out.
Yep. I do dig those aspects of the community.
Yeah, definitely a good group of people. Because the only store I have one Walmart, one Ollie's, and $79 Generals. So just
I've got exposure to all the normal stores and then occasional malls and sometimes some collector type stores and stuff like that. But I'm in a more metropolitan type area, near Houston. But I have to drive everywhere. But I also get around for work, so I just kind of roll that into, oh, hey, I'm just going to swing into Target real quick, see what's on the shelf today.
My nearest Target's two hours away. Slow DK with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. He wants one of the deep fakes.
Dude, the last deep fake you showed, that was hilarious.
Which one was that?
I don't remember, but it was in the video you sent you sent to me to watch. But that was good. It was just good. I was like, I need some deep fakes in my life.
All right, we'll do that. This one's always fun.
Hey, Holmes. Hey, man, that's so, man. I've been smoking since I was born, man. I could smoke anything, man. I think you better light it in here, man.
What?
All these gas fumes, man.
Oh, man.
Now, what's funny, when I made that the first time, I reversed Bert and I. And you can tell the difference between us.
That's funny. That's really funny. Good old Cheech and Chong. Kids will never know.
I was talking like Cheech in our taco bar today. Hey, man, pass the Doritos, man.
Kids will never know. Stoner movies are not the same.
Well, Lee said depends. My nearest, I got one in Roanoke and one in Charleston. They're both about the same distance from me.
Yeah.
All right, where the hell were we?
Second question.
Hell yeah. 13 minutes in. I told you that the train derails on this thing constantly.
I should have warned you initially. You were planning on an hour. I will help you try to stay there, but it might not happen. Anytime I'm on something, it usually goes incredibly long.
Oh, it's the same way. I mean, of course, as soon as I saw your video and I watched you talk, I was like, I think we have the same personality. That's why it helps to get these on here.
Well, what we'll do in the future when we have more time, I'll have you come onto my channel and we'll talk forever. When
Sweet.
it's not 11 o'clock at night for you.
Yeah. Well.
And beers could happen.
Normally, if it was a weekend super chat, I'd be here promoting Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah. If I wasn't on medication to clear out a weird infection, I would also be drinking.
There you go. We won't go into weird infections right now. All right, sir. Question number 2. Aside from G1, which is always the number one answer.
Yes.
What's your favorite Transformers fiction?
That's pretty. And it's probably the same answer that almost everybody gets, torn between either Transformers Prime or Beast Wars. So both are really good, but for different reasons. I enjoyed Prime's storyline outside of when the kids were like the main focus, but like the actual Transformers lore and everything they built there, I really enjoyed that, along with the animation and the inclusion of original voice acting and stuff like that. But Beast Wars is basically just G1 continuity. But also, I was a kid when that came out, so I got to watch that brand new and all that glorious CG that used to be You know,
Amazing.
it doesn't hold up by any stretch of the imagination, but the story does.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what gets it for me. So it would be somewhere in there. I think Robots in Disguise, I enjoyed the first one, what was it, the car robots, you know, the import over here. I enjoyed that one, but then like it just got grating after a while, you know. But yeah, for the most part, it's going to be those.
One that I watched that surprised me, and I watched it just out of boredom. Netflix got the Robots in Disguise, that weird CG animation where the Autobots were cars and all the Decepticons were beast forms.
Oh yeah. That was yeah, exactly.
And I despised that show at first, but I just kept watching it because, and it got better. And
Yeah.
you know, I was really impressed, especially the last season where Starscream comes in and Megatron and Optimus Prime. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And
I
what
remember that
I've
one.
noticed through all my different years, all this, I've seen all the series, and it wasn't until probably early 2000s when these new cartoon series come out, they're always geared toward the kids first.
Yes.
And about 5 or 6 episodes in, the writers realize kids aren't watching this; it's their parents, and it just gets really adult themed quick. I love it.
Yeah, I would argue that the only one, like the more modern ones, like what was it called, the sequel to Prime, when they went more animated with it, less CG, and then now even Cyberverse. I mean, Cyberverse is kind of just everything, but it's still super kiddie, but not, I guess, theme wise it's not kiddie, but yeah, I know what you mean though. You know, it's like they try to hook the kids early to sell the toys, and then they sell the series to the parents, and who will, you know, eventually buy all the toys for themselves.
And you know what's funny? At my Walmart, there are no Cyberverse toys.
Really?
I've got Kingdom. I've got the Beast Wars reissues. And Studio Series. There's no Cyberverse. If there's any Cyberverse, it's over there at the Ollie's.
Weird.
Now, it used to have Cyberverse, and of course, I don't know how my Walmart decides on what they stock or not, because they never stock Leader Class or the Legends figures, which really surprises me because they've got the Beast Wars reissues, Prime and Megatron.
Yeah.
And they're both considered leader class with a $50 price tag. But
Yeah.
The last time I saw a Leader Class figure was Titan's Return, and that was the Rodimus Prime, evil Rodimus Prime that looked like Motorhead.
Yeah, that's stupid thing.
Lemimus Motorhead Acronis.
That thing sucked. You know, somebody mentioned it in the chat though. How did you feel about the War for Cybertron Netflix series? Like the whole thing?
It was all right.
Yeah,
it was one of those. I watched it. I'll probably never watch it again.
Yeah, I think my take on it was like, it's a very interesting retake on G1. Like if G1 diverted, you know. But then I did a whole live stream trying to fix Kingdom, like going with their original storyline and trying to fix what they probably wanted to do and how Unicron was supposed to fit in and all this other stuff that they really made make no sense narratively. And I think everybody in the chat that was listening was like, yeah, they should have done this. I was like, okay, well, let me go write an extended letter to Netflix on how to fix this and come back next series with a retcon.
I liked the second series, or the Earthrise, though they never went to Earth.
Yeah.
I like the horror aspect of it. I mean, I'm a horror guy too.
Oh yes,
and
yeah.
Quintesson's cutting its own face off, and
dude,
that's pretty cool.
That got dark, man. Earthrise got dark, especially when once they went into the dead universe and like Prime starts seeing crazy crap and everything like that.
The spiritual Skylinks was kind of off-putting. I mean, you grew up with the cocky, arrogant Skylinks, and now we have Skylinks Jesus or whatever.
They tell us about arrogant, cocky Skylinks, and then we get, Spirit Guide, after he's been stuck there for however long, But it was like, I mean, it's like they had something great, and then they just went, eh.
And then the voices. Oh my God, the voices.
In Kingdom, at best, Kingdom was terrible about the voice acting. Absolutely terrible. But everything else I was okay with for the most part.
Yeah,
I like Megatron.
Like the animation. A lot of people complain, well, Transformers didn't transform enough. So?
They transformed a lot. Yeah. I mean, especially in Siege, they transformed a lot because they were constantly going to vehicle mode and running into each other and then going back to, they were doing what you do in the video games. Is like, Yeah, back in the day, they didn't fight in their alt modes. They would just attack, or then they shoot at each other in bot mode. It's like the integration. I mean, Prime did it. A lot of the other series did it, where they were using their alt modes to bash each other and then transform to shoot or something, instead of just having every weapon imaginable slapped to their outside. You know?
Yeah, G1, the Autobots just transformed, and no matter where the Decepticons were, they could always drive there in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I love how, was it animated? No, it wasn't. Which series introduced the ground bridge? Was that Prime?
That was RID.
Okay,
the original ground bridge where the bridge was coming out of literally coming up out of the ground, and they could drive anywhere. Yeah, that was RID.
So you think about that, it's like, okay, that exists in G1. They just forgot to draw it.
Yeah. Well, that's why they could never attack the Decepticon base, because it was in the middle of the ocean. They had no way to get there.
Yeah.
They technically couldn't fly until they thought they could, and then they did. Which was always the silliest part about that, is like, why does one side have the ability to fly in robot mode and the other one doesn't? They're the same.
Well, the Autobots could fly in the very first episode.
I know. That's why I get at it. It's like they could fly, but then they couldn't. And then they could, but then they couldn't.
Yeah.
They needed to bring in a giant flying one to carry them around, is what it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sell them toys. Sell them toys.
Exactly.
All right. Here we are on question number 3 at 20 minutes in. Do you have a favorite figure or grail? A toy you will never let go of? Say you got to sell everything.
Mm-hmm.
This one's not going anywhere.
See, here's the problem, though, because we're sticking with in just Transformer, because I collect so much other things.
Well, you can go with anything else.
Well, no, I'm gonna keep it Transformers related. Good. Because it's half my room, literally, as I showed you before the camera rolled. So what nobody can see behind me is anything good. This is my Gundam collection packed up. If I'm not getting rid of, if it's something I'm definitely not parting with, out of everything, it's going to be my Toy World Devastator. You know, the MP Devastator, because that's just amazing. Though right behind that would be the not Zeta Unicron, because it's pretty good. It's a giant pain in the ass to transform, but it's really good.
Is that the Cell one?
Yeah, that's Studio 01 Cell. Yep. It's really, I want to buy another one so I can have one in bot mode, one in planet mode for display. So, you know, as I mentioned before, you know, I've got a lot of the New Age and the Legend scale. So I want to build a Legend scale movie poster display. So I want to have Unicron in the back as if planet mode, and then have the bot mode coming down, and then the movie bots with him.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's the plan. We'll see what happens. But that would be the thing. I can't get rid of Devastator, man. Like, you know, I think I mean, I've got some good Planet X figures too, but I think I could probably part with most of those. But pretty much the quintessential Devastator, that's always been in my brain. Like, I had one VHS tape of Transformers as a kid, and it was SOS, Dinobots, and Heavy Metal War. So, you know, the introduction of the Constructicons, and then the original invention of the Dinobots. So that's where, like, I started. So Dinobots and Constructicons are stuck in my brain more than any other Transformer in history, as it were.
Nice. Well, in this same area that we're discussing, with question number 4, what is your white whale, your most wanted toy?
That's always the hard. That's the hard one, because I tend to just get them. Like, and that's not to sound arrogant, and by no means do I have money. I just either throw it on a credit card or I sell a bunch of crap to get something. So DX9's Gabriel, which is their Omega Supreme, was one of them, because it was out of print, and then the price just kept skyrocketing. And then they re-released it last year at stupid discount on BBTS. So I think they were selling it for like $169 when it was normally $269. So I managed to get that one. And then Studio One Cell was also on that list, and then I ended up getting that one. It was like, the hard part is, like, what is a grail for me now, or a white whale, as you put it? I don't know. It might not even technically be a Transformer. I might currently, because I'm also a Power Rangers fan, it might be the Solar Chogokin Dragon Zord, or Dragon Caesar, because I have the Solar Chogokin Megazord, which is fantastic. but I missed out on the Dragon Zord, and I need them to be together. And that thing is pretty pricey now and kind of hard to come out. But like all the other stuff is like, it's hard to really qualify it as out of reach because most things are kind of in reach and some mostly affordable. You know, it just depends on if you're willing to go.
G1 collector.
Unless you're a proper G1 collector. But then again, look at all the G1 re-releases we're getting. I mean, we got so deep in G1 re-releases that we're re-releasing Beast Wars molds.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
This was just asked to me real quick. What is my holy grail of Transformers? I would love to have a Generation 1 complete Overlord.
oh yeah.
Fortunately, one of my subscribers lent me his for a review. Just out of the blue, totally took me by surprise. And it was so awesome to fool with that figure. And I never had any interest, never knew who he was until Last Stand of the Records.
Yeah.
And then when I saw, what he was going for on eBay, third-party market, I'm like, I'm never going to get one. And then Titans Returns came out with theirs. And then at TFCon in 2019, I got the Double Evil, that giant Fans Hobby.
Yep.
Double
That Fans
Evil,
Hobby one
which
is
was
really
my
nice.
favorite toy of 2019. So I'd love to have a G1 Overlord. I mean, he's a brick, but he's a glorious brick. And he's just, I don't know. I like that figure.
Did we get that proper, though? Or is that just a Takara one? Because because he's from the Japanese series. He's not from any American series, right?
No American series. He was released in Japan. He was released in Europe. He never made it over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because he would have been related to, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Because I was going to say, it's like, I know they never made that over here. I watch a whole lot of Chris McFeely on Saturday morning, so I learned a lot about Transformers history.
We got here, common for someone to say G1 Optimus is their holy grail. I've got 2 G1 Optimus. I mean, the G1 Optimus.
Is it though? I mean, like, if you really need an absolute original mint in box or whatever, fine. But I mean, how many times did they re-release them, especially at Toys R Us? When that was still around. I mean, they did the 20th anniversary, I believe. Was it?
A 20th anniversary. They did a 25th anniversary.
They did 25th.
That's the one that came with the voice box and everything.
Yep. And then they did the Walmart edition with no trailer because they
still for $50.
For $50. Well, I mean, how much was and what Hot Rod was 30 something like that? It was still
Hot Rod,
overpriced.
though, they overstocked. Remember, he dropped down to like $7.
Dude, I got him for $12. I even got the Devastator because I overstocked the Devastator, so you asked about grails a couple years ago. That would have been my grail, was a G1 Devastator, because I never got to have it. I got 5 of the 6. I never got Hook. So when they did the re-release, I actually got to have it. There he is.
You were talking about him.
What up, Matt? Long time no see, buddy. So I actually did a video when I picked it up, a couple years ago, right before Christmas. And like, I'm almost in tears opening it because it's like, that's one of the few times where I have that massive nostalgia factor, because it was something I was denied as a kid. Because I remember my mom actually going out and getting me the remaining Constructicons for Christmas. And I was so excited. Christmas morning, I'm opening them up and they're all in like a thing. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to build Devastator. And then literally missing Hook. I mean, like, if you're missing an arm, okay. If you're missing a leg, okay.
Yeah,
you're missing Hook, you've got nothing. You have nothing. Dude, denied for 20-something years. And then finally got one. And then I ended up selling it to a buddy of mine, to buy the actual big one. So it's like the money I sold it to my friend actually turned around and bought me a masterpiece version.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, question number 5. This is our final. I got tongue-tied. Final Transformers question.
Yes.
What is your favorite Transformer character? Any fiction, any media?
I want to say Trax, just because you just put up that Trax video, and I just want to, push people to go watch it. But no, I don't know anything about Trax, other than he's a cool Corvette Stingray.
He's a Trax Funko Pop.
Yeah, so go watch the Funko Pop video that he just put up right before this, because that's how scheduling works.
I did not realize, because I got him from a place called Toy Tokyo that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
And the only reason I got him, I just happened to be on a Facebook group, and they say, hey, here's the links to get Funko Trax. And I started collecting the Transformer Funkos because, well, they're Transformers.
Mhm.
And so I got on the link and I ordered him. He was like $5 more than what you normally pay for a pop plus shipping. And so he gets here, and after I put my review up, somebody said, "That's awesome that you got something from Toy Tokyo." Because apparently once they sell out, you are never
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
see it again.
Yeah, you're never going to get that again, especially for pops. Okay, so all joking aside and promotion aside, I would say my favorite Transformer is probably a tie between Rat Trap and Dinobot, because they are a pair, and I identify hard with Rat Trap, but I love Dinobot. It's
He
like,
had some of the best lines in that show.
together they had some of the best lines, or I guess he, because it's still Scott McNeil, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like he's talking to himself. It's like the most insane man on TV at the time. He could have 6 of his characters in one scene, and he's just talking to himself in the booth. You know, it's like he's having these really deep philosophical conversations and insulting himself at the same time. It's like, and I guess that's part of the appeal, is it is Scott McNeil as well. But yeah, I hardcore, like, Rat Trap is like my spirit animal, and then I would definitely be exactly the same way towards Dinobot. But of course, that's out of respect, I think, you know.
Yeah. And like you said, that show, the character building and the stories were so great. And I think what helped it out so much, it wasn't tied down so much by Hasbro to force those new characters every week.
Like the toys would elude you would have happened. Imagine if we actually got the lineup that the toys provided.
Oh,
you know,
no
just
kidding.
infinite number of crazy different animals, especially in the Fusors and the Transmetals, and you're just like, do we really need this polar bear guy? Yes. Like, what does he do? He turns into a polar bear. What's his personality? Polar bear, and he's got a Russian accent. Well,
Remember the ones that they were like fused robots. They could only turn into 2 animals.
Yeah.
But you'd open, the robot head will be stuck in some weird position.
Yeah, of course. Exactly. All Mel Blanc ever did was talk to himself. That's entirely true, Kato. He really did. He just sat in the booth screaming into nothingness in like 17 different voices. Ooh, G2 Devastator yellow Easter basket. Nice. Actually, mine was actually the G2. So I never had a proper G1 green one until I got that Walmart re-release. But the point was, I never got to have it at all. But I always thought the Devastator was meant to be green, and it never occurred to me that yellow was not the proper color in the toy. I just assumed. I never knew G2 was a thing. I had a G2 Sideswipe. One of my first, once we kind of moved, so we started in the city, moved out to the country. My first modern Transformer was a G2 Sideswipe, and I didn't think anything of it. It's just cool black Lamborghini. Not thinking Sideswipe should be a red Lamborghini. It's just, yay, cool. You know, no concept of what G2 remotely was. But I always regretted not getting Jazz. Like,
funny story, I got Jazz from my sister for Christmas of '84 and broke him right out of the package. His door popped off.
Popped right off.
And of course, I'm just like devastated. Talking about Devastator again. So my mom's like, well, we got him from the local shop in town, some store that doesn't even exist anymore. So we'll go back next day, you know, get you another one. Still have the receipt. So I went back. They were sold all out of Jazzes. So I ended up getting Sunstreaker. And I didn't get a Jazz again until 2013.
I gotta wonder, why did they not re-release Jazz or Sideswipe? And I guess the molds maybe were gone. Like, they just couldn't remake them in the re-releases.
Well, they did. They remade Jazz for
not on the new one.
What's
no,
that?
I'm talking about in the Walmart re-releases, more recent ones. But no, you know, at some point maybe that would be considered the one that got away would be the G2 Jazz. Of course, I didn't know it was G2. It was. I had one in one hand, one in the other, and I went, I like Lamborghinis better. But I actually really dug the way that he looked in the G2 design, you know, Jazz. So, but like, even to the point that I almost bought the New Age version just so I could have that. Maybe I still should just buy the G2 Jazz on the New Age version just because.
I'm thinking about picking up another Studio Series Jazz because Toyhax has a decal set to turn him into G2 Jazz.
Really?
And my buddy Larkin is making the green and blue blaster for him.
Oh, nice. Larkin's Lair.
Yeah. I haven't
shout out to Larkin.
Bought him yet. I got to wait till after Christmas. I bought a lot of stuff for me.
Dude, there's so many Jazzes. They're on the shelves. They're going to be discounted. They're just
especially
everywhere.
when Amazon hits. Cheap deals. All right. Well, that wraps up our Transformer questions. Now we're going to go into talking about you as a YouTuber. And question number 6, what possessed you, a grown-ass man, to do toy reviews on YouTube?
First of all, how dare you ever accuse me of being grown? I'm just big.
Well, you're right. You are 10 years younger than me. You admitted that.
I am 10 years younger than you,
Oh,
but it's
so
fine.
damn old.
Yeah. Hey, I feel old all the time. I deal with much younger YouTubers and other people as well. So yeah, I feel old most days. Basically, I was already making videos because Facebook Live had just become a thing back in 2015, 2016. And so I was already doing live discussions and live build days with my Gundam stuff and my Gundam community, which was the basis of my channel to begin with. And I just said, you know what? I know YouTube's a thing. I watch a lot of YouTube. I already have a camera, which I didn't actually end up using. I ended up using my cell phone, much like yourself. And I just said, screw it. I got a lot of opinions and I can't talk to enough people fast enough on Facebook to make these thoughts out. So I just started doing it. It's basically how it turned into it, you know? It's like I got more opinions and more thoughts on things that I can possibly express in typing out on Facebook groups. So I just said, screw it. I'm going to start making videos. I already had video editing background and stuff like that from school. So, I mean, it was just waiting to happen. I mean, the fact that I didn't do it many years ago, along when I got into the hobby in the first place, I was like, I should have jumped in like 2013 and I would have been like riding that wave like the same way all the other guys did. Instead, I came in 2016 way behind everyone, you know, so it kind of sucked.
Well, for me, it was kind of a dare. I mean, I've been collecting since '84, pretty much off and on. And, I've always had the collection. And a job I had a few years ago, I worked at a casino with some other law enforcement guys. And, we threw out entitled rich people. And so when we had the night off, we're not sleeping because our schedules was 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And so we all got into playing PlayStation and Rainbow Six and, tactical shooters and shit like that. And one of my friends, he was all into online gaming and, with Twitch. And he says, well, I'll need to do a Twitch channel and play online. I told him, I said, man, I suck. I said, I'm not going to play online, let everybody laugh at my ass getting shot as soon as the game starts. And he says, we can tie in a YouTube channel with it if you want, and we can do it that way. I was like, well, what am I going to talk about on YouTube? He's like, well, those robot things, talk about them. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
And it ended up being something I really enjoyed because it's now an extension of my hobby because there's no one around here I'm going to talk about these things with. So now when I used to buy a figure, I'd transform it a couple times, throw it on the shelf, never touch it again. Now I get to buy it, check it out, put it in front of the camera, tell my feelings on it, interact with people, which is one of the best things about YouTube. I love interacting with folks. And it's just, like I said, an extension of the hobby.
Yeah, it literally, that's exactly right. I mean, and having collected for so long, you already had an indefinite amount of content just waiting for you to make use of it. Same thing I did. I had years and years of Gundam kits to review. So the first 3 years of my channel was almost entirely stuff that I had already done and then just adding to it as I went. And then when I added Transformers into the mix, Power Rangers, all my other stuff that, I was interested in or collected, I'd throw it all into the mix at that point. So,
and see, that's where you have a slight advantage because you review everything. I've discovered when you're doing YouTube and you stick to one thing, it's almost like you get typecast in a movie.
Dude, it's exactly the same though, because the problem is like while I focus a lot more on Transformers and transforming other things right now, all my Gundam community has basically abandoned me. So like, even though I have a huge, 1,000 some odd videos of just Gundam related stuff, because I'm not putting out brand new Gundam stuff every day, they're all just kind of gone. So I'm like trickling in with, the views who come in when they do. I mean, I still do Gundam, I just not at the same level because I don't have it all readily available. Now it's far more work to make happen, So you got to build the model, do all that kind of stuff. Then you got to review it. And then you got to do the next 5 in a row or something like that, whereas if I have a Transformer, that's fun. There's more fun involved. Excuse me.
That's like I started collecting the Masters of the Universe Origins, and the funny story about that is when I saw the figures out, I thought my son, he was 6 at the time. He might really like these. So I bought the entire first wave, showed it to him, and he's like, went on to do his thing. And I was like, well, shit, I'll start collecting them in. I like He-Man, so I got a nice collection of those. And I started reviewing a couple of them, and nobody watched them.
No.
So now these are one of those things that I collect just for me. You don't see them in front of the camera. I go and get them. And
no, that's entirely true. The other thing is you end up with your own algorithm because you've done all Transformers content. I mean, like Bobby Skullface did the same thing where he added in his Star Wars and his DC figures and stuff like that into his Transformers channel. And then he noticed the views were just dipping when it wasn't Transformers related. So he just decided to move all that content off of the channel and over to his Patreon instead and kept everything Transformers related. And then the numbers magically blew back up. So I did the same.
I love NECA stuff too.
Yeah. You saw my shelves back here. I got the NECA shelves back here.
I got the NECA. I got all the Terminators. I never did get Sarah Connor and John Connor though. I got the Terminators. Got a nice collection of Predators, and I got one Alien. And I had to do the Terminator figures because I love the Terminator. And those are reviews, man, I dug into it. I made sure if I showed this head, I had the clip of the movie and all that. Nobody watched the stuff.
And that's the funny part of it, because I did the same thing even a couple of years ago when the Gundam content was coming down. I decided to bring back other content just because I was still doing it. I've got Power Rangers, Dragon Ball, Star Wars, all the figures, Marvel Legends. I was doing all that, everything. And then I was like, okay, nobody's really watching this except for the specific few. So I ended up actually moving all of the action figure related content, unless it was customs, over to a second channel. So like I have a whole other channel just for action figure related and non big robot related stuff for the most part. So yeah, it's not just the one Shoky channel. In fact, I have 3, technically speaking, to isolate the different things that I do, because the algorithm is like that. Because I mean, even though my channel, I should just rename the channel Shoky's Bots, because it would make more sense, because it's almost entirely robot related, whether it's Gundam or Transformers or even Power Rangers, because it's all just giant robots, But they just come in and they go, no, this is a Gundam channel. We got no more Gundams. Like, come on, man. Just watch the videos. They're cool. I mean, like even the one I just did, the one that you saw, the Flame Toys Prime kit, which by the way, I've got them in the salute just for you.
Is that a model?
That's a model kit, yes.
Damn, that's sweet.
Yep.
I haven't got any of those. I saw them at Hobby Lobby on sale. I'm like, good. Hell, I have hardly any time to do a review. Where am I going to do a model?
Well, yeah, I guess you have a real job. I don't. So, I have a pretend job, and then I come home and I pretend to do YouTube too. Exactly right.
Somebody asked if I had a Master of the Universe Roboto. I do.
Nice.
I was going to bring him down, but I have all of my good guys on the very top shelf I can't reach. And with the Origins line, the bad guys definitely outnumber the good guys. So they're all way up there.
A lot. Yeah, they do. I see them. It's like, I like Motu, but I'm not going to buy those figures. That's just not something I need to collect. I mean, it'd be fun. Like, somebody had them, I would definitely, I'd have a go, but I wouldn't buy them for me, and I get it. You bought them for your kid, didn't care, then you ended up enjoying it, which is funny.
What's funny is that they're pissing me off now because you can never find them, and I'm not paying. They're $15 figures. I think they're $18 now, thanks to
the
things going on. But I'm not going on eBay and paying $30 for a Master User figure. I actually got into the hype and bought one of the PowerCon exclusive sets.
Yeah. I saw those.
And it arrived, and I didn't pay much for it, but I got to looking on eBay what they're going for. I took it out of the box as soon as I got it, snapped pictures of it, and threw it on eBay.
Yeah, just turn around and sell it because it's so insane. You're one of them flippers. You're gonna get your toys. You're just gonna take pictures. You're gonna turn around and flip them on eBay for 30.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I set the starting bid at exactly what I paid for it.
Yeah, there you go.
So if they want,
that's only fair. That's only fair.
So it wasn't intentionally to buy it and flip because I was going to display it.
Yeah,
but it was the castle set, and the way I have my castle displayed, you wouldn't see it when I put it in there.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't do you any good with it. What do you think about the Revelations toy line?
I like those, but I didn't buy any because I'm already into this set, but I dig it. The show, it had its moments, but
Yeah,
I do
the
not like
toys
the
look great.
Revelation Skeletor. I don't know what it is. I love Skeletor figures. I always like Skeletor.
Yeah,
Don't like the looks of that one. I like the Skele God figure. I got that one. That's the only one of the line I got.
yeah,
I just do not like the looks of that Skeletor.
just the normal Skeletor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Scareglow looks pretty good though. Whether
Oh, he
normal,
does. I like
whether
Evelyn,
regular.
my
Yeah, her
how
redesign
old
is
is she?
nice.
My 4-year-old niece absolutely loves Master of the Universe. I bought her Evil Lynn, Horde. I got her a Horde. I got her a combination of Universe and Revelations, and she loves that stuff.
Yeah, I can keep an eye out if there's anything because I know they're generally on the shelves here.
Well, I'm trying to find a Stinkor.
I have not seen Stinkor yet, but I know he's not. He's gonna like disappear, but then at some point it'll just be everywhere.
Oh yeah. Well, Entertainment Earth. I had it pre-ordered for months, and they finally canceled my pre-order.
Yeah, because they couldn't
And
get
they
it.
canceled Stinkor and Web Store, but Bert hooked me up with Web Store.
I don't
At
even
least
know
I
what
got that
is.
one.
Is that a spider?
Yeah, it's the
Kinda
Blue
guy.
Spider guy.
Okay, yeah. But no, because I saw BBTS had Stinkor, but I think they may have done the same thing too. Not in, but the pre-orders. Like, the world's a mess. Toys is the least important thing for most people to get.
Very
So
true.
we're the ones suffering for all the world's problems because our toys aren't coming. Dude, I legit just got yesterday. No, I'm sorry, 2 days ago. 2 enormous boxes from BBTS that were pre-orders that I'd put in for they're supposed to be all year long, all came in at the end of November, beginning of December. And that's not even all of it. I still got 20 some odd things on pre-order that
Oh my
have all
God.
been backed up, and they're not cheap either. So, I mean, you can't find Stinkor, follow your nose. It's a fair point. That is a fair point, except there's no smell on the new one, and I heard people are complaining about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to stink, to be honest.
Well, maybe not ridiculous, but, give him something.
Have
Just
a little bit of hint.
come with a little bottle. Just just something
All
garlic.
right. Well, question number 7. We got 10
Yes, sir.
minutes to wrap up the rest of this.
Speed round.
What keeps inspiring you to get in front of your camera?
That's actually a loaded question because I've tried to quit several times. There actually 2 years ago, I actually filmed my final video about the death of my channel, and then I had it up, and I'm like, "Do I hit publish?" It's still sitting there for when so it'll be really weird for when I quit because it'll be the old Shoky Cave, and nobody will understand what happened. Be like, "You did this to me years ago." It's like I quit then. Honestly. The funny part is when I put things in front of the camera, I have less fun. When I'm in front of the camera, that's when I really enjoy doing it. So I spend a lot more time on camera on my other channel where I actually do much like you're doing here with the podcast. I interact with people more and do things like that. But basically it's just for a while it was like a job. I'm doing it just robotically, buy the thing, review the thing, edit the thing, put it up there.
I did that for a while where I was specifically buying figures to review.
And it
I'm like,
sucked.
this is expensive. Why am I doing this? And some of them I didn't even like. And I just ended up flipping again.
And I kept chasing hype figures and stuff like that. But yeah, I just basically, if I do it now, it's because it's something I want to show off and I enjoy something about it. Because I don't review everything I could, but it's just basically, look, I want to share the cool stuff that I have with like-minded people, basically, and that's the only reason. And the minor paycheck.
Didn't review that figure. It's like, well, I didn't buy it. I didn't want it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not buying stuff just to review.
Exactly. I do the same thing.
All right, I'm going to hit you with a question, and I'm going to blow you up widescreen. I got to do something real quick, and I'll let you talk to my people and answer why there are thousands of toy reviewers on YouTube. Mm-hmm. What makes you any different from the rest? Ooh.
That's so dumb.
Hey, man, I'd come up with these a long time ago.
I know. Guys, there's nothing that special about my channel, if I'm totally honest with you. The only thing is that I do intermix different robot stuff, and I tend to be kind of brutal when it comes to things, and I tend to be fairly well attentive. Like, I've noticed a lot of reviewers over the years basically just get in and out, show you the flash but no substance. Like, I've tried to go in depth on things. I try to have fun with it, and then if I screw up, I tend to poke fun at myself. I don't really have nuanced perspectives in the same way that other people might. But just, I try to be honest. Especially if something sucks, I'm not going to say it's good because other people say it's good. I'm going to tell you how it is by the thing that's in front of me. And if other people don't agree, I don't care. Someone's going to tune in. Guys, welcome to my new channel here. I'm the host of SITREP Shoky. And the other guy, he's gone. Don't worry about him. It's my channel now. I've gotten into buy tractors. Yeah, there you go. Tractors are cheaper in some cases. That's entirely true. How many times you burned yourselves on those lights? Dude, these lights don't get hot. Are you kidding me? Those are LED bulbs. No,
when I first blew him up widescreen before we started,
he saw that.
I saw those lights. I was like, "Holy shit!"
No, well, here's the thing. This one is kind of superfluous. The you guys can't see it, but I had it plugged in, but then I had to plug in my phone charger, and then I forgot about it. It's like, man, it's a little dark up at this angle because it's just trying to get different lighting situations, also for photography. And then I realized I don't have my top light. Ultimately, I want a ring light to go above it. Yeah, no, desk lamps. Those get hot.
I got a bunch of these LED desk lamps.
Walmart,
$6.
Yeah, those will get hot. These are just normal 60-watt LED bulbs in $5 cans that you buy at Home Depot. They don't really get hot. They burn your retinas though. Like, so if I'm sitting here doing reviews for 2 or 3, 4, 7 hours, just your eyes hurt so bad when you go back to normal light. It's crazy.
Oh, that's me doing Toyhax videos.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'll have him lights down, and I'm so focused on those small details, and I'll look up, and I just can't see nothing.
Yeah, I've done a couple of those, actually. Just when I got a few sets and I wanted to do upgrades, I had some of the Planet X ones. I got some of the early DX9 and New Age ones and stuff like that. Oddly enough, though, for some reason, the last time I tried to buy from them, they said they weren't shipping to me anymore. Like, they said they weren't shipping to my zip code anymore. I'm like, that's weird.
That is weird.
I was like, did you guys just cut Texas out? Like you just don't want to ship to Texas anymore? I don't know what happened.
It must have been a glitch or something in their system, but hey, I can talk to them.
If you could, that'd be great. Because actually, right now, I don't think there's any sets I necessarily need. I just need, for the most part, I buy the Universal Legends emblems and stuff like that, because I've got to sticker them all up, but I don't need the full decos, although the Studio Series decos are really nice. So I've got a few of those and I kind of want to do the upgrades, but not so much.
I just ordered the Rodimus set. I can't wait to see that.
I saw when you guys were talking about it in the comments of when I posted that I was going to be on. I was like, that looks absurd. Is that Rodimus good? Do you have it?
Yeah, he is pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, you are spending a lot of money on a figure that, well, in my opinion, I've got Rodimus on the shelf back there. His trailer's behind my Transformer Funko Pops.
Yeah, it's almost like
because I got nowhere to put that.
Yeah, it's like the trailer becomes the part that when you only need it for Space Winnebago mode, and then once you're past that point, nobody cares. So it's like, just give us a actual proper Rodimus Prime by himself, and we'll be okay, probably.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Question number 9. We're nearing the end.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on the Transformers socials community, like YouTube, Facebook, and do you have any special shout outs yourself?
Oh, within the community? No. No. Basically, for a while there, I was in several Transformers groups, some of the bigger, older ones that have been around for a long time. And dude, at sometime around the MP Dinobot KO era, that's when I was like, I got to get out of this. This is getting a little too toxic. And then you get into smaller groups and stuff like that, where people still actually know each other. It's not just 28,000 dudes showing off their collections repeatedly. When you actually get that real aspect of a community, that's when it matters. When it's just the showy offy, talk about your opinion types, that's when I'm out on it. I'm part of the realm of collectors. Shout out to the ROC. That's how I met Matt and guys like that. And they're really good. They're Transformer group. It's like they collect everything, but there's a whole lot of obvious Transformer heads in there, except for Jisk. Forget Jisk, because he bailed. He bailed on his MP collection. It's just always the fun joke there. But
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No, you're
interrupt
good.
you.
Go ahead.
I was saying the same way when I first hopped on here. I mean, I was joining every Transformer group. And like you said, you post something that you have, and somebody says, well, you got that. Look at what I have. And it'd be just, they're always trying to outdo each other. And how dare you have an opinion? I had one guy give me a death threat one time because I thought the last night sucked. I took a picture.
Who took that defensive stance? Like,
I was at a Dollar
give
General.
me his name. I want to hunt this person down and have a discussion with his mom, because even if he's 50,
and it was in a bin for $5, a Blu-ray. And I was like, man, that thing, they'd have to pay me $5 to take it. Just some smart ass comment that I put on Facebook, and this guy just got pissed.
Good God! Like, who is such a stan that they thought that was a good movie? Like, that was a bad movie in and on its face. Forget the actual anything to do with it. But no, give me his name. No, I'm not going hunting like that. Not like that, elites. But no, I think the other thing is they basically just turn into share farms where you're just sharing your reviews over and over and over and over. And mind you, like, you saw my one, that I posted, but you can scroll back. It's probably been a long time since I shared a previous one, because it's just like, look, I've got my own fans. YouTube has its own algorithm. I don't gain much from Facebook. It's just like every now and then when I have something different to show off, especially in a group that, doesn't necessarily do that. Like, if it's a collector group versus a Transformers group, it's like, hey, check this thing out. You guys probably don't know that much about it. That's when I'll do it. So, I share a Flame Toys Prime model kit in whichever toy group that was. I think that was, I'm drawing a blank here. It's too many of them. This is the problem. There's too many. It's like, so I whittled them down to the people that matter and the groups that really function properly. And then you just stick with those. I mean, I
think I'm down to about 6.
But be in lots of buying and selling ones.
Oh yeah.
So stay out of just the regular ones,
except for the ones that say, "Oh, I have this PM for price."
Exactly, the PM for price. Exactly. Yeah, right. You want to meet? Actually, I'm currently selling my Chug collection. If anybody's interested, actually, I am. There is a link on my Facebook, but yeah, because I'm the Siege and the Earthrise stuff is like I don't really have a use for it anymore. So. Yeah, still good. Just don't want it. I'm keeping the studio series.
Shells. I am so running out of room.
Yeah. Oh, though I was really excited about the studio series Dinobots. People shit on them, but I'm actually pretty happy with them.
Oh, I like Slag. I like Slagbear and Grimlock. What killed Grimlock for me was the fact they didn't give him front teeth.
Okay, that was dumb, and I don't know why they quit doing that. It seems like no new version of Grimlock has front teeth, and you have to buy I'm gonna get the DNA kit to fix them up anyways. But
Grimlock
Slag,
drool on myself.
Yeah. Me doing that because he doesn't have the front teeth. But no, Slag just has the really crazy wide shoulders. That's my biggest critique for him, or the hollow horns. So they got
that hollowness. See, I don't mind the hollowness in the back of the figure. A lot of people complain are the waffles, as they call it.
Yeah,
when they're on the shelf and you can't see it, it doesn't bug me.
Yeah, that I don't care about.
The horns, terrible.
Yeah, that's just blatantly obvious.
All right. Well, question number 10, sir, and we're at the 58-minute mark. Do you have any channel goals, and where can our viewers find you? This is your chance to plug yourself.
All right, guys.
And you can take it anywhere you
want. Come to the Shoky Nation. Or just whatever. No, ShokyReviews being my main channel, my only goal for that is really to hit 10,000. I thought I would do that 2 years ago when things were really on a high. And then, like I said, algorithm change. I changed my content. It just falls on its face. But if you're remotely interested, big robots, every now and then I do a nerd cast where I have another guest, like maybe this guy over here, sometime soon. Other nerds, and then I have discussion videos. I started putting up movie reviews. I just reviewed Fire Talk Subed.
2 B's.
Thanks for subing. I appreciate the subies.
He's a great guy.
Hey, don't just sub, watch, because it doesn't matter, and comment, because that's where people are like. Anyways, so I started doing more movie reviews lately, especially with how terrible The Eternals was, how good Ghostbusters Afterlife was, how good Dune was, and how good Spider-Man's going to be when I watch it tomorrow.
I cannot wait.
Yeah,
it's funny. The gift I got at our office party today was a gift certificate to our local theater.
Nice. That ought to be good. And then guys, also ShokyReviews 2, that's TOO, is my action figure and other stuff thing. So if you guys follow MGO, you know how he does his just transform it videos. So I borrowed that concept and I put the reverse transformation videos up on the ShokyReviews 2 channel under my Taro, that's transform and rollout videos. So like that way I don't have to load up one channel with a whole bunch of stuff around one thing. So I just like, hey, go pop over there, watch that video too. Here's your link, go do that. And then of course my NECA figures, Power Rangers, all that kind of stuff, and vlogs, because I've vlogged in a few months, but I do have a vlog on that channel too. That's the backup for everything. And it's been fun ever since.
I bet for those longtime subscribers of mine, it's neat watching my growth, because I know I'll go back and watch one of my older videos. I'm like, ugh.
Yep, cringe. And then the third channel is called It Doesn't Have to Make Sense, and that's where I basically am doing reactions and reviews of music videos and whatever people send to me, because it didn't fit anywhere into the other concepts of what I was doing. And that's where I basically, I used to edit the videos, like, film it and all that and do all that crap. And I'm like, no, I'm doing live streams now. Screw it. Basically how people do on Twitch. I just do it on YouTube. I
love doing these. I mean, you and I have never talked ever before, and look how we're carrying on.
Yeah.
And I love doing the live stream. Of course, I wasn't able to do this last year because we had sucky internet, here in West Virginia had a gerbil power and a wheel worked.
They had two, the other one died. But no, same thing. We actually moved to this new apartment this year, and we actually got proper gigabit internet speed. And I was like, I'm streaming as much as I can, because like we had very limited speed and limited data at our old place because the infrastructure sucked. We changed companies. We moved out of the quote unquote inner city, like in the literal sense. It's the inner part of our city. And so we got out where the internet is real. I was like, I'm going to stream way more. So I have at bare minimum 2 live streams a week over there. I'll stretch it out to 3 or 4, depending on the week. Like I probably would have done one tonight if we weren't doing this. That's not blaming you. It's just an excuse for me to not have to work. It's not blame. That's an excuse. And then every now and then I'll do a live stream interview like this, but I prefer to do these in more of a edited context, because sometimes people say things that probably should, just kind of drop down. Let's just take that one back a notch, because YouTube might not like that one. Plus it's fun to cut out an entire hour of a conversation because you doglegged so hard on one topic. But yeah, MGO, they're talking about MGO because I brought it up. But no, somebody said, has anyone ever met MGO? No. MGO, he's reclusive. He only stays in his basement. I would like to meet MGO, except he's a giant Puerto Rican guy. I don't know if I could really get down with that. Benjamin was asking what's my most disappointing Transformers figure. I know you want to go, but I can answer that question.
Yeah, answer that question.
I'm trying to think if I should go with mainline, third party, or real crap.
I'm actually working on my top 10 list. I decided this year I'm going to do it live. So I'm going to have everything set up. I like to do my bottom 5, my top 10, and my one could have been better. Oh,
that's an interesting way. So you actually have a top 16. You have a 16 video. I did the same thing a couple years ago. Most disappointing. I will say Planet X Megatron was actually pretty bad because it broke on me. The transformation is stupid, and it broke on me. That's twice it broke on me. But then again, there was I think it's Transform Element is doing. Is it Transform Element? They're here on my floor. Hold on. They're literally down here on the floor below my feet. Transform Element is doing a Beast Wars line of Legends. Their Black Arachnia is terrible. It is horrendous. Like the colors are wrong. The transformation is garbage. And I was like, this isn't worth the $30 I paid for this. This is terrible.
What is that name sounds familiar? And I just got their 6 shot the other day. I really like
that figure. Yeah. So some of their stuff is great. That is not. Now their Scorponok is fantastic. Their Rat Trap is okay, but Black Arachnia, the first figure, horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like they need to go back to everything on that one. That was garbage, man. And if you're paying that much money for something, even something that small, it better be better than that. You know, we say that with Hasbro all the time, but that's Hasbro. They're making 1 million of those things. You know, if 85% of them are fine, they're good. They don't care about the other 15% that might be crap, you know. Yeah, but when you're a small company and you're only making 10,000 of something, you should do better, especially if it's going to cost more than
because
a mainline
that's
product.
not an assembly line. You got a few dudes down here. You know, check your shit out.
You have 12 kids who have been in that factory for 7 months straight with no sleep assembling that stuff. I apparently got the last one when they were really, really tired because it was terrible. IDW hoist. Oh, they're just talking about all kinds of other stuff on the side there. Yep.
All right.
all
And
good,
also, let everybody know in the description of this video, if you're too lazy to look up Shoky, I have a link to his channel in the description of this video.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm also on all social as ShokyReviews too.
There you go. Easy to find.
Easy to find.
Well, normally that we'll kick into the chat and things like that, but I know you got to go, and
I'm
I gotta
fine.
go.
I'm fine unless you got to go.
I do.
I know it's late for you, buddy. I got to go to bed too.
Man.
But
It is 11:07 now. So once again, I appreciate you coming on, spend some time with me, us getting to know each other, and we bonded. It's good, and I can foresee us definitely doing this again. Might get you on one of the big group chats.
Some
of the other fellas.
No, I can't have that.
I've
seen Bert. No, I guess I can. I've seen Bert shirtless. I'm integrated now.
Yeah, you're good. You're part of the crowd now.
Well, will we just do that? Will we have one of those nights where everyone is just sitting there shirtless on the stream?
Well, let's let those New Year's resolutions kick in for a while first. All right, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming in as well. And you guys,
Man, boobs, and Transformers.
You sub to ShokyReviews.
Everybody sub.
Everybody sub. Sub is important. And I guess we'll see you next time. Once again, this is Patriot Prime signing out. Hooah!